Okay, this handout we're going to look at the costs of typing, and we're going to use that from the costs of using a typewriter, an electronic typewriter, and then a computer. So for each one of these situations, you're going to have fixed cost and variable costs. And we're going to use those two to calculate what our total costs are, and then we can calculate what our per page cost is. So the first person here, they're using a manual typewriter to type on. And the machine itself you have to pay for, and it doesn't matter if you type 30 copies or the 2,000 there on the left-hand side number of pages. That machine is going to cost $100, so it is a fixed cost. So we're going to go ahead and put that $100 in that first column because once again, the machine is $100. If I type 30 copies or if I type 2,000, it is a fixed cost. The variable cost comes in when you type a different number of pages. And so since at the top here in the instructions it says it costs you $3 per page to hire a typist if you're using your manual typewriter, we're going to take, to get our variable cost, we're going to take each one of these per page, and we're going to multiply that times your $3. So 30 times 3 is 90. So those are dollars. 3 times 50 is 150. 3 times 100 is 300. 3 times 500 is 1,500. 3 times 1,000 is 3,000. And 3 times 2,000 is 6,000. So we have our our fixed cost. It's a 100, 100, 100, 100 because the machine is fixed. Our labor is going to be different because we're typing a different number of pages. So we can see as we type more pages, our variable costs are going to go up. So to get our total cost, it's our fixed cost plus our variable cost equals total cost. So we're just going to add across. So 190, our total cost for typing 30 pages. 250 is our total cost for typing 50 pages. 400 to type 100 pages, 1,600 to type the 500 pages, 3,100 to type the 1,000 pages, and 6,100 to type the 2,000 pages. We just took the fixed plus the variable at each one of those quantities, and then we've got our total. So that tells me it's the total cost of typing 30 pages is $190. The total cost of typing 2,000 pages is $6,100. But I want to know how much it is per page. And so we're going to take and calculate the average cost. So what we're going to do is you're going to take your total cost. I'm going to put that up here. It's total cost, and we're going to divide that by the number of pages. So we're going to take this column and divide it by 30. So if it's 190 to type 30, if we take 190 divided by 30, it costs $6.33 to type one page. 50, if you take 250 divided by 50, it's $5 per page. $4, $3.20, $3.10, and $3.05. So all I did was took 6,100 divided by the 2,000, 3,100 divided by 1,000, 1,600 divided by 500, 400 divided by 100. Your total costs divided by the number of pages. This gives you the per page, how much it costs you to type one page. So let's go ahead and move up. We're not going to graph any of this, so don't worry about those graphs on the right-hand side. This next one, the fixed cost of the machine is $200, and it costs you $1.50 per page. So the fixed cost we're going to put in this first column, and if you need to, you can write it in for each one or draw your arrow down. I don't care. So then you're going to take your $1.50, so your variable cost is your $1.50 times the number of pages. So 200 times 30. Hang on, that's not right. I'm looking at that going, wait, that is not right. It's $1.50 times 30. and that's 45. $1.50 times 50, 75. 150, 750, 1500, and 3000. So 30 times $1.50 is 45, 50 times $1.50 is 75, 100 times $1.50 is 150, 500 times 150, 750, 1500, 3000. So to get the total cost, fixed cost plus variable cost, we're going to add sideways 245, 275, 350, 950, 1700, and then 3200. So this is the total cost. To type 30 pages, the total cost is 245, which is the machine plus the 30 pages. Your average, once again, you're going to take the total cost and divide that by the number of pages. So total cost divided by 30. $8.17. 275 divided by 50. 550, and then continue on down. 350, $1.90, $1.70, $1.60. All right, next page. Try and do this without making everybody dizzy. All right, so this one we have a computer. It's a fixed cost of $1,000 and it costs 50 cents per page to use this or to have somebody type it. So our fixed cost is the machine, $1,000 all the way down. We use the arrow this time. Our variable cost is going to be the 50 cents times the number of pages. So 50 cents times number of pages. So 50 cents times 30 is 15. 50 cents times 50 is 25. 50, 250, 500, and 1,000. And these are all dollar amounts for each one of these. All these columns are dollars. So our variable cost, the 50 cents times the 30 pages gives us 15. So we're going to add our variable and our fixed. And so we have 1,015, 1,025, 1,050, 1,250, 1,500, and then 2,000. Then we're going to calculate our average total cost. We're going to take our total cost column and we're going to divide that by the number of pages. So 1,015 divided by 30 is going to be $33.83. 1,025 divided by 50 is going to be $20.50, and then continue on down. 10.50, 2.50, 1.50, and then $1. And so once again, we're not going to be graphing any of those, but I do want you to definitely see what's going to happen here in terms of which machine you should use depending on how many number of pages that you have. And so you're going to want to be able to spread your fixed cost over the number of pages. So if you think about it, if you are going to only type 30 pages, would you buy the manual typewriter or would you buy a computer? Because you have that fixed cost regardless of how many pages that you type. And so when we look at the average total cost column, we need to look at the average total cost column at the 30. And so for the typewriter, the average total cost at 30 is $6.33. The average total cost of the electronic is $8.17. And the average total cost of the computer is $33.83. So if we're only going to type 30 pages and that's all we need it for, we're going to go with the machine that has the lowest average total cost, which is going to be the typewriter. So we're going to use the typewriter for this one, the manual one. The manual one. And then that is $6.33. So look at 50 pages. For the manual, it's $5. It's $5.50 for the electronic, and then it's $20.50. So we're still going to use the manual machine for this one because it's still cheaper per page to use that. Now when we get up to 100, the manual is $4, the electronic is $3.50, and the computer is $10.50. So when we get to this, it's actually cheaper to use the electronic typewriter because we're able to take and spread those costs over more and more and more units. 500, if we're typing on the manual, it's $3.20. The electronic, it's $1.90 and $2.50. So we're going to go with the $1.90, which is the electronic. So 1,000, $3.10 for the manual, $1.70 for the electronic. But now look, now that we've gotten up to 100 or 1,000 pages, it's actually cheaper to go with the computer, because when you look at your variable costs, the manual it's $3 and the computer it's 50 cents. So we've been able to spread our fixed costs over all of those units, so the computer price per person or per sheet of paper becomes extremely reasonable and cheaper. So 2,000 copies of the manual is $3.05, $1.60 electronic, and then $1 the computer. So just want you to know how to calculate fixed plus variable equals total, and then average total costs. And this gives you a lot of really good information on what type of machine you actually want to purchase to make it more cost effective, because that fixed cost, if you're just typing 30, you're dividing that fixed cost among 30. But if you're dividing your fixed cost among over 2,000 and your variable costs are still pretty expensive, it actually makes sense to go with the machine that you can get a much cheaper variable cost.